Obsession had me cringing, laughing, and jumping out of my seat. Hi spooky friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Han and I love reviewing all things scary and thriller movies. Today we're talking about Obsession, probably the best movie I've seen this year. I cannot stop talking about it. Actually, my friends and family are like, okay, we get it. There are spoilers in this video, so you've been warned. There's also a trigger warning. I'll give it again before we get there. Let's jump right in. So the movie starts and Bear's grandmother has passed, as well as her cat, Sandy. And Sandy died because she took too many pills and she just couldn't live without her owner. And I think that's some big foreshadowing to show us that we're dependent on the ones that we love, even to the point of death. We see from the beginning that Nikki is a very nice person. She is giving money to a homeless person. I think that's supposed to show she's just so nice that she's not telling Bear when she just sees this as a friendship. And she's trying to preserve his feelings. Even when he lets her know that he got her a gift, she physically cringes at this and she doesn't bring it up again until she leaves, till Wish Nikki is activated, because she knows that there will be strings attached. I think this whole relationship is in his head because he's sharing serious things while she's just telling him she's ready to get done with this dead-end job. How she wants to be a writer and she wants to write a love story, and he says a romance, and she's like, no. That's supposed to tell us that these are two different things. Basically, it just shows he's not listening. So she even turns around and says, Bear, do you have feelings for me? Because I think she's just ready for this relationship to not be conditional. And he still says no. So she's tired of the friendship feeling weird and conditional. But I would also like to add it's weird that he doesn't even know her well enough to know that she's not close with her dad when she says he has cancer. But it's also strange this friendship has been written by his emotions towards her. So anyway, he doesn't tell her he has feelings. She leaves, she goes to the door, he makes the wish. You know, even in a world where this is 100% a toy and not real, he, instead of wishing for something that he couldn't change without this toy, he could have wished to be more desirable or to have the guts to tell Nikki how he felt. But he overrides Nikki's autonomy. I think that is showing that the wish is cursed and not the object. In this childish mindset, he wishes that Nikki loved him more than anyone else in the world, and that includes herself. So even as he loses her and she starts snapping in and out of reality, and all of the friends begin to worry, Bear is still covering it up, and he's like, oh, all this is going on. She's not crazy. But Bear takes majority of the movie to decide if he's done anything wrong or if he's going to take any action. It literally takes to decide if he's doing anything wrong or to act any differently. Even when Wish Nikki is asleep and real Nikki is begging for him to kill her, he's like, why am I not? What makes me so unlovable? What's so terrible about being with me? And she's like, I've never been with you, Bear. And even then, it's not enough for him to call it quits. So when we're in the honeymoon phase and we can tell she still has a little bit of autonomy. She's going in other rooms and she's still writing and reading. You see that she puts a photo of him in the lunch and it says you, and then there's a photo of her, it says not me. She's just telling him that's not her, and I think that it was real Nikki that fed him Sandy just to try to get back at him. But as we see Nikki slip away quicker and quicker, people are starting to notice how weird she's acting, and the more she starts to let Bear the way that he wished she would, the more he starts to pull away. This is just like men these days. They chase and chase the cool, unobtainable girl, and then once they get her, they're no longer interested. The chase is over. Now this girl is clingy and suffocating him. And then he starts thinking this girl that too obviously had a crush on him, Sarah, is just now becoming interesting. So as we go back to the scene, trigger warning, we're just going to call it what it is, where Bear is assaulting Nikki. He doesn't even realize the disconnect between them. And she's stiff as a board and she's not interacting. She looks miserable. I think she's even crying. And he's still not understanding why he's not loved. So he calls the Willow Wish helpline and talks to Nikki. So he hears her consciousness screaming, and this is still not enough for him to take action in this moment. He doesn't even want to until there's a murder. Going to Ian, asking him to use his wish. He thinks it's fake. wishes for $1 million because who wouldn't? Instead of going to another friend or a mom or someone's mom or something, or a stranger, he goes back to Nikki naively thinking that she's going to do whatever he says. He's just putting off the inevitable. He just doesn't want to live in a world where she doesn't love him. When we get back to Nikki, of course, he thinks I have to end it all. In the last moments, he's a coward and he's sticking his fingers down his throat after he's taken the pills. We see him snap into a different consciousness because Nikki made this wish. But I do think the wish was a little bit predictable, but I don't think that was supposed to be the original ending. They said that they were both going to die. I do love that they changed the ending to her living because we don't know what's going to happen next, but my final takeaways were, I don't think the one wish Willow was cursed. I do think his wish was cursed. Again, because we see the people in the store, they're happy, $1 million, billion, whatever happened. I think messing with someone's autonomy is just, there's a reason that the genie in Aladdin is like, I can't make someone love you. One of the rules for a reason. I do think it's crazy that Bear got this infatuation and obsession that he wanted and he still was going to cheat on Nikki with Sarah. I also love that we see this entire movie from Bear's perspective and you're not forced to side with him. Some people still don't think he's the villain. They're insane, but they think he's not the villain. I love that it doesn't force you to say, hey, he is the villain. It sparks conversation, but no matter what, Indy's performance was amazing and she needs to win something for this. She's creepy and eerie and it's so good. I love this movie. Again, probably the best movie I've seen all year. If you like content like this and you like spooky, scary movies and too many opinions, my name is Han. Check out my channel for more movie reviews and I'll see you next time.